Hello and welcome to this webinar on 4 keys to successfully reinvent your career. The idea of this seminar, or the intention of this seminar, is to help you see the possibilities on how you can make the best of your timing while you are in this expatriation experience, and how you can reorient what you've been doing so far with the resources that you have today. Now, for those of you who find yourself in a new country, you're probably wondering what to do if working right now is probably not a possibility. Now, let me tell you something. There are many things that you can do to continue working on your career, to continue reinforcing your skills, and most importantly, to reorient what you have done so far. So there are certain possibilities that you have. The first thing that you can do is to go back to school, look for training, look for certifications. Several things that you can do to reinforce some of the skills that you have, thinking that probably you're going to be using them later on when you go back to your job, if you go back to your home country, or even if you go to a different country and you're able to work there. Or you could also think about developing new skills, something that probably you were thinking about learning but you didn't have the time before. Maybe it is the right time to go back to that idea and to think about getting new skills and getting new education in the place where you are right now. Another possibility that you have is to use the skills that you have and provide something, do something for the society, the new place where you are, the new country. Maybe they have certain needs. There are some volunteer organizations that are interesting for you, and it is a good way to stay active, to remain active, to keep reinforcing your skills, and to give back to society. We will talk more about volunteering work, but this is definitely a good possibility for you to continue your career while you're expatriated. Another possibility that you have is to work on a career change. So this is for those of you who have been filtering with the idea of changing careers. Maybe you were already thinking about what you were doing before and there was something that you wanted to change. And this expatriation actually comes in the right place on the right time, and it is the right time for you to start setting the foundations for that new career path. Something that you can work with your coach today is to go and reconnect with yourself, find the tools that you can use in order to reinvent your career and actually make a career change either in the place where you are or when you go back to your home country. And another option, last option that I'm going to refer here today is become an entrepreneur. This is a very popular choice that I see for people who are expatriated. They decide to take on new projects and maybe start realizing this dream of creating their own company, their own services. This is something that you can do while you are in a different country. You can either create your projects or even launch your own projects. Maybe if you're thinking about online services or online businesses, it's something that you can definitely take the time to do. Now, what I would like to share with you is the 4 keys that will allow you to create this, to continue your career regardless of the choice that you have in mind. Now, the first key is actually a first step is to find your why, find your purpose, find the reason why you want to do things in the first place. Now, in Japan, there is an island called Okinawa where you can find the oldest people in the world. And a group of researchers were there, and they interviewed over 100 people who were over 100 years old. And they asked them, what was the secret to live for such a long time and in such a good health and being so active, and what was behind all that? And they got different answers, many funny answers like I just eat a lot of sushi, or I just hang out with my friends, and things like that. But they all had one common answer. And the common answer was that they all had a purpose. They all woke up in the morning and they had something to do. This is what they call, in Japanese, they call the ikigai, which is the reason for living or the purpose of life. And this is the meaning of this key, is that you allow yourself to reconnect with your why, to reconnect with the reason to do certain things, to have a meaning to the things that you do, to put an intention to the actions that you do. And this is the first step to create something that is very important, which is your own personal branding. The traits that you leave, what you do in life, you're providing something, you're contributing something, and it's your own style with your uniqueness. So this is the first step to build that, to build your professional project and your own personal branding. Now in career coaching, this is what we call the first step of making a skills analysis. And while you're working with your coach, you can ask him or her to start doing this, to start building your foundations, right? When you build your foundations for your professional project, you will be reconnected with that reason to take action. You will be able to make some research, to be more creative, to build new things because you will have that intention, you will have that energy. You will also be clear about what you want to do, and you will figure out how it's worth spending your time and your energies in this expatriation experience. And most importantly, I would say, it will be a booster whenever you're in doubt with yourself. When we change countries, when we find ourselves in a different environment, sometimes we lack of confidence of taking on new projects or doing something new. Well, this reconnecting with yourself and with your why will help you to boost exactly that and to boost that confidence that you need sometimes. How can you identify your why? Well, you do it by analyzing in depth your personal values, your preferences, your life purpose, your personality, and anything that can serve as a driver for you and that leads you to take action. Actually, is the energy that you put into every action that you take. Now, the second key is to identify your tools. Now, your tools is everything regarding your skills. Now, throughout your life, you've been accumulating skills. You've been accumulating professional skills and personal skills throughout your whole experience, whether it is professional experience or personal experience or academic experience. Now, the idea of this step is actually the second part of a skills analysis. It's something that you can do with your coach, is to come up with a list, like an inventory of all the skills that you have, so that you identify what is it that you want to do. Do you want to reinforce them? Do you want to learn something new? How do you want to use them? How do you want to exploit them? Okay, this is essential to strengthen your confidence. When you get awareness of your skills, you know that you can do certain things, you know what you're capable of doing, you can reposition yourself, you can reorient yourself, and you know that it will always be useful for you to reinforce certain things or to improve or to learn certain things. Now, this is something that is useful regardless of what you decide to do. If you want to pursue your studies, if you want to become an active volunteer, if you want to create your company, it doesn't matter what you decide to do. It is very useful to understand and to be aware of exactly what you can do. Now, how do you analyze this? You analyze your skills or your toolkit by analyzing your professional skills, which are all the skills that are specific to your job or your profession. Your transferable skills, which are all the rest of the personal skills that you have that can be transferred to a different job that you can use in any context, basically. You can also analyze your vocation, which is your professional orientation, and your qualities. This is about how you can do certain things and how you are in a certain context. Today, what makes a difference between the right candidate and the rest of the candidates is not longer based on the professional skills, it's mostly about the personal skills. So it is very important that you get awareness of all of this. Plus, it is the second element that will help you build your next steps, your professional project. It will help you see how you can use your time better in your expatriation experience, and will help you make also strategic decisions on what you want to do. And obviously, the more you're aware of your skills, you can also build your way into how you're going to be contributing to the world, which is also part of your personal branding, the traits, the contribution that you're leaving behind. Now, the third step is about defining the what you're going to be doing, is understanding the market. Now, the third step is external to you. The first two is actually making an in-depth reflection on who you are. The third step is looking at what's out there. You're expatriated, you're in a new country, in this new country, in this new city comes with different conditions, different needs, but also comes with different opportunities. So it is crucial that you understand those opportunities that are offered there so that you use them for you to build what you want to build. Okay, this is actually your career coach can help you sort out the different possibilities that you have in the new country. This will allow you to understand what is the best thing that you can do. If you go for volunteering work, you can have a look at all the different organizations that exist. Probably there were certain organizations that you always wanted to join, but they didn't exist in your home country. If you're thinking about going back to school and you want to reinforce or certain skills or learn new skills, maybe you are in the right place at the right time, and you are in a country that offers a high level of education, and it is the right moment to go back to school because you're getting exactly what you want. And if you are with the idea of creating a company or launching your own services, you have this entrepreneurial spirit, or maybe you are in a place where there are many offers to help you or to support you. Maybe they have incubators or they have support or information or other structures that can help you to start that project. Something that probably you're not going to do right away, but you can use what exists in the country to help you build your way. So there are many possibilities in that market, in that third element, which is the what. Now, when you combine all three, your why, your tools, and your what, then you have all the elements to build your next step, to build your professional project, and necessarily your personal branding, which is where you live in, the traits that you live in, where you're contributing. Now, there is a fourth key that I want to share with you, which is about communication. Once you know what you want to do, this is something that you can definitely work with your coach to help you prepare your professional project. Then you're ready to communicate. You can communicate your why, you can communicate your tools, and you can communicate how you can contribute to the world. So this is three things that will be asked no matter what you decide to do. Recruiters, potential partners, schools, they all want to know these things. They want to know why you want to do this job or this study. So this is information that you can get when you analyze your drivers in step 1. They all want to know what you can do. They all want to know what, if you have hands-on experience in something, what your skills. And this is something that you can develop from analyzing your tools. And they all want to do how you can contribute for them to achieve their goals. Everybody has a goal. Every institution, every company, every organization has a goal. And they want to know how you can bring that added value, how you can help them achieve what they want to achieve. And this you know by understanding exactly what is proposed there, what is offered in that market, and how you can respond to that with your drivers and with your tools. Now, there are classic channels, communication channels. There are the CV and the cover letter that are essential if you want to apply for school. So this is something that you can work with your career coach as well to help you put everything together, to help you communicate exactly what you want and your personal branding and your contribution, your tools and your drivers. The other communication channel that exists today that is very, very important and you should be there is LinkedIn. This is a leader in professional social networks. So I would say no matter where you are, no matter what country you are, LinkedIn should be a great tool for you to be. It's a space for free in which you will be able to post anything, to post your expertise, to show as a professional. There are obviously other social networks that I think is important to choose correctly in order to communicate what you want to communicate, because it's your personal branding that you will be communicating there. And depending on what you want to do, there are some social networks that are more useful than others. And then last but not least, having a blog or a website, especially if you're thinking about launching your own services, of having your own company, ask your career coach how can this help you and how can this help you broadcast in a certain way what you can do, your personal branding and your own professional project and what you're doing to contribute to a certain need. Now these are the 4 keys, but I don't want to let you go without giving you extra information to help you put everything together as well, especially for those of you who want to become entrepreneurs. This is a very popular choice when people are expatriated and know that In this webinar, this is just very, very quick information to help you get this boost, to help you understand how you can reinvent or rearrange what you've been doing. But if you want to become an entrepreneur, know that there are more resources that you can find in My Impact. There are other webinars, there are other tools that you can find that will help you build your posture and build your project as an entrepreneur. So very quickly, there are 4 things that you should be able to understand and should be able to start building. The first one is to be clear about your why, which kind of joins what we were saying before, and the value that you want to add. This is how you're going to be contributing to your community. What is it that you're going to be offering? Second thing is to understand the actual needs in the market. If you don't understand what is needed out there, you don't know exactly how you're going to respond to that, which is what will sell, which is what will help you position yourself as you want. So that is the key thing. The third thing is to prepare your mind and your body. Being an entrepreneur is not necessarily an easy thing, so it requires resilience, it requires strong mindset, it requires to continue going in the process and to be creative and to try again. So you need to have that strong mindset as much as endurance to actually stay present and to keep going. And then last is something that I've seen in my career as a career coach is that when I help entrepreneurs, something that happens a lot that makes them quit their projects is the feeling of being isolated or being alone on their own. So don't be afraid of asking for help and support, whether it is from your career coach, but also with other entrepreneurs or incubators or people who are working on their own companies or creating their own projects, because it is essential that you feel that you're not alone, that you can count on other people. So look for support, look for help is excellent practice. And last, my last message for all of you who are here in this webinar and who are trying to make the best of your expatriation experience, know that when you change your countries, when you're changing your career or you're thinking about how you can continue your professional life, and you're definitely not in the same context as before, and you probably can even work right now, know or remember that nothing is static. Life is always dynamic, and what you're doing today is a gift. What this experience is a gift for you, but you're changing with it. You're going to be going through a process of transformation, and this is a good transformation for you. But this transformation requires for you to change your mentality, your attitude, your perceptions, and your habits so that you really make the best of it. If you focus only on the things that you don't have in the absence of things, then you're not going to see the gift of this wonderful experience and everything that you can use to capitalize on later on when you go back to your country or when you move to a different country in which you can actually work or go back to the corporate or even create something in the company or anything. Now this is what we call managing change. In this process of transformation, there's going to be a lot of emotions, a lot of sensations, ups and downs, and many thoughts that they always come and they can block you from moving forward. And it's essential that you know how to protect yourself from that and actually how to make the best of this experience. Now, there are 3 things that I would like to share with you about managing change. The first one is try to find the strategies to protect yourself. You know better, nobody knows you better than yourself, so you know how to deal. It's important that you know how to deal with stress. If you like to take long walks or to do yoga or breathing techniques, it's important to know how to control anxiety, fears, and other mental states that will for sure emerge in the process. So practice those strategies to protect yourself. It's really, really important. Second thing, what I like to call prepare your mind for success. Believe in yourself. Develop resilience and determination. This is you who is going to make the best of this experience. And if you want to develop or create a new objective, or you want to think about something else that you can do and reorient your career, and you want to be successful, then you have to prepare your mind for that. It's not something that is going to happen overnight. Your expatriation experience can take a bit longer, but there is always a way to use it to your success. to prepare your mind to be strong enough to take all the positive and to be determined to continue working on your project. And last, and I would say the most important one, is celebrate and thank. Practice gratitude. Gratitude has something that is called, it has a multiplying effect. The more you thank for things, the more you will have abundance and you will have those things coming back to you. And celebrate is about celebrating not only the big things, the big achievements, it is also about celebrating the little steps. The things that will allow you to achieve your objectives and to reach the goals that you want to get, and to being thankful for even the things that you don't think are positive right now. That is even a higher level of consciousness, saying, okay, everything that you have today is a gift, but only you get to see it, only you get to change the perception and see how that is helping you today. So I would encourage you to practice gratitude, to prepare your mind for success, and to find strategies to protect yourself throughout this change. But most importantly, to know that you can take this time to prepare, to continue working on your career. It's not all about working all the time. It's about using the best time and the best resources that you have to continue your career, to continue your professional development and personal development. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope the information shared here was useful. The intention for me was to help you stretch your mind and to see that there is always a good resource that you can use to continue moving forward. Hope to see you in another webinar and talk soon. Bye.